We do have a big show today, as we always do. 3 o'clock, it's Tuesday, so we'll have the Tuesdays with Elliot. We'll have Elliot here for an hour.
You're excited to talk Sixers with Elliot, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm dying to. And actually, we also have some information about Mets fans that want to throw their team a parade for losing, which is interesting. Jordan Mailata will join us at 4 to give us an update on his physical condition. I did not expect in October, really at any point, to lead this show with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I know people think of me as Sixers guy or whatever, but we are fully in the middle of Eagles season. I actually thought maybe we'd be talking about the
winning streak.
Yeah, thought maybe we'd be talking about the Phillies too, if they had played along, but not so much. So, but
not allowed.
Yeah, but here we are. And the news came out earlier today that Joel Embiid and Paul George will not be playing in tomorrow's opening game against the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Paul George thing was not a surprise for most people, as he just injured himself last week, but people seem very surprised at the Joel Embiid thing, even though we've mentioned it a few times over the last couple of weeks that I didn't think he was going to play in this game. But people are very, 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 very upset that Joel is not playing tomorrow night. And the thing is that all I've heard for the last several years, 3-4 years, every time Joel Embiid does anything during the regular season, whether it's win the MVP or score more points than minutes played or score 50 points in a game, blah, 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 all I ever hear from people is none of this matters. The only thing that matters is the playoffs. Call me in May and tell me he did it then. Call me in April or June and tell me he did it then. So I can only think that if Joel Embiid and Paul George played tomorrow, as people would want them to do, and they beat the Milwaukee Bucks by 35 points, and the three of them looked good together, the response would largely be, don't care, regular season, call me in May. So finally, the team and the player have decided to structure their season around the playoffs. The goal is to have Joel healthy in May, as everybody wanted, maybe even in June. God rest our souls. Maybe if we somehow are playing basketball in June, that Joel would be healthy then. That games in October and November and December just do not have the same meaning that they do in May. So finally, we have the player saying, I don't care about awards. I don't care about, all NBA. I don't care about MVP. What I care about is my legacy. What I care about is winning a championship. This is what we wanted. We wanted them to care about the playoffs and not worry about the optics of having Joel in there for the opener or the second game or the third game. Optics have gotten us in trouble every single year. Why didn't Joel play in this back-to-back? Why didn't he play in this game against Denver? Why didn't he play in this game in November and October? Optics. Why didn't he won 65 games so he can get all NBA. Oh, he's going for the MVP. It doesn't actually matter. The only thing that matters is a championship. Optics, regular season, criticized over and over and over again for prioritizing the regular season and awards over the playoffs. Yeah. So here we have them prioritizing the playoffs and saying, you know what? Joel Embiid ain't playing until we feel like he is in the condition we need him in to get through the rigors of an NBA season. So if that means it's next week or the week after, that's when he's going to play. So I guess my message is this is what we wanted. Could they have messaged it better and told us all 2 weeks ago? Sure. I think they could have done that. That would have been smart. Maybe. But you know what would have happened 2 weeks ago? People would have said the exact same thing that they're saying today.
Would have made 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it just would have been then. So it was bad timing from them, but the strategy part of it is a good idea. This is what we wanted from Embiid. It's what we wanted from the Sixers. They are prioritizing the right thing. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, you said a mouthful there.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I don't disagree with pretty much any of it. I really don't. And listen, I want to see Joel Embiid play like everybody else does. I want to see this team on the court just like everyone else does. It's like being promised a gift or something, and you're not able to open it yet. Right?
Sure.
You're not able to take it out of the package yet and play with it. Pause. But yeah.
Holy cow.
Well, I'm just saying. Just whacking that thing. I'm just saying, I understand where people could sort of have anticipated the beginning of the season and wanting to see what these guys look like. But the writing was on the wall for me when the messaging came out a couple weeks ago when Embiid basically said, I'm not playing in back-to-back games pretty much for the rest of my career.
And
he literally said that.
He's not playing in preseason games,
Yes.
not scrimmaging. Like they could have been clearer,
right?
But the writing, to your point,
me,
the writing was on
the wall. So it helped me to anticipate this, and it actually put me at ease. Again, basketball nut, basketball junkie, love watching it during the week, especially during football season. Give you a couple days to have something else entertain you. That's going to be there. Thank God we have a Tyrese Maxey and some other young players and even mixed in veterans that we're going to still get a good product on the court until these guys are ready to roll. The postseason is what matters, man. And this is a different way of trying it. They haven't fully committed to it. He hasn't fully committed to it because he's had other things on his priority list and agenda list. Even he has sort of admitted that, and he said he's not worried about those things moving forward. He has the financial security. He already had it prior to the extension. He definitely has it since the extension. So his financial security is already there for his future. He's cemented as a Hall of Fame player right now. But he knows the only thing that's missing is the postseason, dominance and championship. And if this is a different way to go about doing it and getting him at his best, I'm all for it, man. I just am. I'm all for it. And that's against my own urges to want to watch this team play and be excited about them. But again, like I said, Maxey is good enough. I almost liken it to this. Not quite the same. But in the Lakers' earlier heyday, when Shaq was taking off during the season, Kobe had to do a lot of the work during the season. It still made them an entertaining team to watch. And I'm not saying Maxey is Kobe Bryant, but what I am saying is that I'm going to get a chance to watch Maxey develop to his game to that superstar level where they're sort of relying on him a lot of the nights. And Paul George and Embiid is going to mix in, and when the postseason gets here, we know who's taking over. I'm good with it. We've tried it the other ways. It hasn't worked. I'm good with it this way. I got no problem with it.
215-592-9494. Are you all right with Joel not playing tomorrow? And this is the last thing I would say, and I touched on it right at the beginning, is if they win, if they get to the finals, this week
means nothing.
Is not going to matter.
At all.
And if they played this week and they dominated and they didn't get to the finals, this week would not matter.
It means nothing.
It sucks that this is the position that we're in, that these games essentially we are in the development and the time and honestly his physical issues, that this is the way they got to play it, but it's the way they got to play it. And we remember getting beat by the Raptors, who won the title that year.
Yeah.
And that year, they decided with Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
Kawhi Leonard decided, hey, you know what? I'm not playing back-to-backs.
Yep.
Don't even talk to me about it. And in those playoffs, it's the last time.
Last time we looked like Kawhi.
Right. He looked like Michael Jordan those playoffs. So do I know that's going to work this time? No. But I do know that the way we were doing it before did not work because he's been hurt every playoffs in the entire time he's been here outside of the bubble, which was a disaster anyway. So there you go. Joel Embiid not playing tomorrow. How you feeling?